Hey, what's up, everybody? So, as I'm doing my self-development reading, you guys know I'm always watching like YouTube videos or reading books. One thing I want to talk about is fear. One thing I've noticed, and Tony Robbins talks about this, a lot of times we take fear, we let that freeze us. Fear should fast forward, not freeze. What do I mean? Well, some of us are fearful or we're scared of something. We're afraid of the results, or we're afraid that we're not going to be ready. So here's how I combat fear. I just be over prepared. I overwork. Estimate so that when the time comes, guess what? I'm not fearful. I'm not fearful. What's up, Stace? So I'm not scared by the time fear comes. By the time it's the event. For instance, I'm planning this event in January 14th. I'm planning for this event. I'm going to be doing a workout in front of hopefully hundreds of people, and I'm nervous. So how am I going to prepare? I'm working on my presentation now, 2 months ahead of time. I'm picking out the workout now, 2 months ahead of time. When I get on there, I want to be over prepared to the point that, like, when I do these workouts like Insanity, for you guys, or Size, I'm literally to the point that I practice the routine so much it's almost second nature. Now, the problem with a lot of people is that they take fear and that freezes them. So they take fear and they decide to do nothing. And what happens when you do nothing? Say like if I'm nervous about doing a presentation, doing something, and fear freezes me. That just makes whatever I'm afraid of come to light or come to reality. You have a higher chance of that thing that you're fearful from to be reality. So fear should be a stimulus. So if I'm afraid, if I'm going to do a presentation, I'm scared of, messing up in front of everybody, and I let that freeze me, then I will mess up in front of everybody. I will mess up in front of everybody. Yep, Stace, that's what I'm talking about. It freezes you. But if you take that fear and say, I'm afraid that I'm going to mess up in front of everybody, and what you do is you prepare for literally for every possible scenario. Sometimes I do presentation, I have backups on my phone, computer. I bring the CD or DVD of the presentation, like I'm super prepared. Therefore, what I find is that if I'm over prepared and I memorize something front and back, I'm not scared. I even noticed that about my boards. When I took my oral boards exam and my written board exam, the times I was not nervous is when I over prepared, such that I knew the material backwards and forwards. I'm not fearful because now it's not based on reality. I'm not going to mess up because I already know the material. It's impossible for me to fail. See, I'm fearful that I'm going to fail, but now that I'm over prepared, it's impossible for me to fail. So I'm not fearful. So, Stace, what I'm going to tell you is this: study your ass off. Study, study, study. Know that material backwards and forwards. Do whatever it takes to study material. I tell people it doesn't matter what you do to study, find something that works for you. There's sometimes I've studied material where I just opened up the textbook and I made my own notes. It's slower, but I learned the material better, much more comprehensive. So if you have to do that, do that. If you have to every day read the same material over and over again for repetition, do that. If you have to make mnemonics, do that. But find a way to be over prepared for that test and just do it every single day. Discipline. And I guarantee if you are over prepared for that test, like sometimes when I feel like I don't have time to write things down, I'm in the basement. I verbally prepare, meaning that what I do is I write down a bunch of questions and I actually answer them verbally, just by myself, like I'm talking to myself. That's a way. If you can explain it or verbally write it down, if you can explain something or write down the answer, you know the material. And sometimes whenever I don't have enough time, I just verbally study, meaning I read the material and then I write a bunch of questions that I should, about the chapter, and I answer it verbally. If I mess up, I go directly to the book. If I'm gonna have any pause, I go directly to the book. Every time I pause more than 3 seconds and answer the question, I go to the book. I don't give myself time. I repeat the questions to the point that I'm over prepared. So fear should fast forward you, not freeze you. Peace out. Stock Beast Daily. Oh, by the way, I got my logo for the event. Peace.